now gone back again, and I enjoyed her visit here. I hope she did. And I hope she enjoyed looking at the films now that they're up and she's returned home, and can look back on what we achieved, which was quite a lot in those couple of days. I wouldn't have done those paintings at that speed and at that rate unless she'd been here to show her, but it was still enjoyable for me, whatever. And we were going to go on to Beverley itself, her namesake, with an extra in, to see the Evensong. But unfortunately, as I mentioned during my last film, I had sudden back problems and amongst other things, and just managed to struggle through. Thought it was going to be alright for that last day, but it wasn't. I was taken into hospital that night. And I've been there a week since with very bad back problems, and I've now found I've got other little things to deal with, like hernias and things that have to be sorted. So now I'm waiting for dates to see another hospital and specialist, and at last get my 20-year problem with my back sorted out, 20 years plus, and hopefully they'll operate on it, and fingers crossed, I'll be a lot more mobile and be able to do more things again and share my experiences with you and have more fun with my experiences as well. It's a bit difficult at times, struggling along with this, but there we go. And at least they found out what things aren't as much as what they are. So let's get back now, leave my problems to one side and get on with enjoying life. And we'll finish off this textural piece that we're going to do. But before I do that, I was going to share Beverley with you, and one of the watercolours, one of the favourite watercolours I've done, a studio piece, but I did a very large watercolour of the difficult drawing of Beverley Minster during Evensong, which is a lovely time to go, and I'd like to go again and visit Liz. I do enjoy that atmosphere, the charisma of the lights being low and the artificial light in the Minster and the choir in full robe and so on. Absolutely gorgeous. So let me just share some parts of that large studio watercolour I did with you, although we shan't be going there in this film to see it as we were going to. And then after this we'll go straight into finishing off that big textural piece I was going to do, that we've actually primed, and we'll have some fun playing with that next, and then possibly resining that at the end. Okay then, here we go. So that's the area I'm going to work on. Here are the photographs just to show you what it's like. And I've got my photographs next to me as well here to do this. The lighter areas here and slightly darker one there. So I'm going to start off with leaving some whites and using the paint very thinly just to glaze in a light creamy yellow at first. And we get the illusion and the atmosphere and the light of the place. And then it goes bluer down here. Darker. So if I go back into this now, and things are now dry, or drier, so I can actually start to paint in some darker shapes into here. We can just make it a bit darker in places just to That'll do for now. Let that dry off a bit. Okay, this textural piece is now dry enough to put a coat on. I was going to do both black and white, but I've decided to go just for the black. And Beverly's giving me a helping hand here, and we're going to totally coat this. And it's important to get right down into all of the textures. Not only does it help to hold the textures on, but we don't want any whites. So that's the piece painted, and we've got to get it dry now before we can start doing the textures onto it, doing the painting onto it. This large textural piece, we built it all up with rice and all sorts of things, didn't we? And the idea now is to just really enjoy colour and putting lights over darks and darks over lights to bring out these textures in it. That can be rather fun. It has a very sculptural feel. When they're done, they're almost like ceramics. So onto this, I'm just going to put ordinary acrylic paints and just build them up from my darkest to my lightest in most colours. What I do want to do first of all, though, are these two little figures here. The girls actually swimming here, which were just about here. We've lost them a little bit. Bev managed to paint them out, although I'd left them in by mistake. And I've got to rework them into here. I'll redraw them with a brush. I want the work to be a little bit more careful just around them before going much looser into the rest of it. Well, you see, I built up all these medium colours now and the darker ones. I'm going to gradually go lighter and lighter. I need them to dry now so that I can work cleaner colours over the textures and let these other colours glow through. They will sink as well, so I've got to work some of the rich colours back into the background as these sink. But it's good fun, and it certainly uses the textures, doesn't it? Well, I would say that we're nearing the completion of this now. I just bring out some colours, one colour to bring another out here. And I'm hoping that the plastic coating, the resin work, will give it that depth again, pull it back together again. It's a little bit lost in places still. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. It shows you another way of working, and it's a lovely way to add to your abstract work. The thing is how much the paint sinks. You've got to keep adding back to it to get the effects you need. So there we go. I think we'll call it a day at that and ponder on it. Maybe do some more, maybe not. Try and do one more photograph when it's completely resined, so you can get the effect of that, which is absolutely lovely. Well, I've been resining this piece out here now, and it's had a coat of resin on it, so as soon as that's dry enough I will stick it indoors for you to look at, and we'll do a final shot.